Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. My name is Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to flip off societal pressures and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're here to encourage you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Confidence Podcast. It's Jess here, and I am coming at you fresh out of the recent Barbados Selfish Retreat. And I am just so excited to be sitting down on the microphone to give you the behind-the-scenes scoop on all of the things that happened at the retreat and the energy around the retreat and the lessons that we were focusing on for a whole week in Barbados. And this is our sixth retreat, second one in Barbados. And if you're not familiar with the story, the reason I picked Barbados is because I lived there for 2 years. It is the place that brought all of this to life, and I wanted to go back so that I could experience it again, and also so that I could kind of have that fresh energy with a place that redefined everything about who I am. And we had so much fun the first time in 2024 that I decided to go back and pick a different villa and see some different things and really experience the island again as my first time as a mom. Like, I haven't been a week away without my son ever, and he's just about almost 16 months. And I planned this over a year ago, and honestly, the life that I had visioned I'd be in right now is definitely not what my life looks like at all. So when I planned it, I was like, oh yeah, our little guy's going to be in daycare and everything is going to be like perfectly set up. Like, he is golden. This is going to be so easy. And honestly, it was so easy in the sense where my husband took a week off and he was able to spend that extra time with him. And that was so great. But we definitely still don't have a daycare spot. And I just was like I was really not expecting that. And I don't have one anywhere near in sight. If you're listening to this and you live in a world that daycare is all over the place, it's just not totally a thing here. And I think I'm really going to have to wait till he's more like 18 months. And that's okay. It's been an adjustment in my mind to see what motherhood would look like, and also to see like the blessing that I get to spend this time with him. So I've been shifting that in my head a lot lately. But how I visualized life going to this retreat is very different than what life looks like, and that's totally okay. It actually played out perfectly, and I almost had to like disconnect from my life at home a little bit so that I could be more present there. Honestly, I do that a lot, if I'm being real. Even coming and hanging out on this microphone with you, I have to like disassociate from if someone's crying upstairs or if, something's burning on the stove. Just kidding. I don't have anything on the stove when I'm doing this. That would be nutty. But really just being here and being present as much as possible. And I feel like that is a skill that I have developed, and I can just ignore the outside world a little bit more. I know. But I had to do that going to Barbados. The first couple of days were a little bit hard in that sense because I almost felt like I was in two worlds. But once I could focus there and know that everything at home was fine, I actually had no worries at all with my husband. He is a phenomenal father, and like I knew he got this. Like, he was totally fine. But it was almost like that guilt, right? For anyone who's a parent who's listening to this, you can understand sometimes that mom guilt of not being there, right? When they're so young. But really, this is an eye-opening experience for me to see that I could have it all. I could have both. And sometimes that takes sacrifice on one side or the other, but you can have both, and you can make both work if that's what you want. In today's episode, I really wanted to give you that behind-the-scenes look at what this particular selfish retreat looks like, what retreats look like in general, what's coming up in the future, what we're like, all of the things. And I had wanted to create this episode as soon as I got home, like when everything was so fresh. I was like, oh yeah, it's the perfect time to do it. I came home and I crashed out. Oh my gosh, like literally for 3 nights, as soon as my son went to bed, I was in bed too, like crashing out because the travel back, I think the temperatures, it was just a lot. It was a busy week, right? Even though it's a week in Barbados and partly vacation, right? Because in my head, I didn't have a little one to take care of. I did have 9 adults to take care of though. And it was just like a different experience. It felt like a vacation, and also it didn't at the same time. And normally I come home and I am like ready to go plan everything out, and I kind of started to, and then I was like, oh wait, just take a pause, Jess, like take a breath, give yourself some time to rest. And so I really took all of last week off. And if you missed an episode last week, I'm so sorry. I just really needed to unwind, to reset, to sleep. a lot of sleep. And then once I finally got my sleep set, my son said, you know what, I'm on a sleep strike. And I said, okay, let's do this. So it's been just this weird season of coming back, readjusting to life as a parent, and also just giving myself that time and space I really needed to rest and to reconnect with those who I really wanted to spend time with and just be, right? I don't think we often give ourselves the time and the space to do that. I know I don't. I am very much a person who checks the box and I'm on to the next thing before the first thing was even finished. So I really just listened to my body, listened to my soul, and decided to give myself a little bit more space. So if you're needing that too, I just want to say the world did not crumble by me taking a week off. The world did not go up in flames by me giving myself a little bit of rest. Maybe you should find a pocket for that too. And by a pocket, I mean like take the whole damn week, sis. Right? I know some of us have to work. I get it. But where you can take time, if that's in the evenings, take the time. Take the rest. Watch the whole TV series. Do what you need to do. Take a break from your phone. Just grab a book. Like whatever it is that's going to help you to feel deeply rested and deeply soulful, do it. Do it. And maybe that's going to Barbados for a week, because I know for a lot of the sisters who came, a week in the sunshine, reading books and hanging out by the pool and exploring new things and drinking coffee and having someone to take care of you is exactly what we needed. And I'm really excited to dive into that with you today. So I have been planning this retreat for over a year. I remember sitting down and looking at all of these villas and visualizing life, getting away for a week and spending time with incredible people and picking a villa that could fit everybody who I knew wanted to come. And I fully trusted that whoever was meant to be there was going to be there. That is just something I put out there with every retreat. I put it in the hands of the universe, and I figure who is meant to be there is going to be there. And I really try to put like an energy vibe out there. I'm like, hey, this is the kind of energy I want this retreat to hold. This is the vision I have for it. This is the lesson I want people to learn. Guide the people to this who need this kind of retreat. And as per usual, Selfish Retreats are filled with the best and most incredible people I have ever met in my entire life. I say this a lot. I have a gift of bringing together the best people, and I think it's just like this natural energy of people feeling safe to come in these spaces and be themselves. That's the whole goal of a week. It's like you get a week to escape reality and be in this delusional space. And that was a big focus for this week, was like Delulu. Live in this Delulu. Like, this is our reality. This is real life. Like, I could pinch you, okay? Like, this is real life, even though it's not our everyday real life. We had a cook, 2 cooks actually. We had 2 cooks who cooked us our meals at this incredible luxury villa. We also had 2 cleaners. We had 4 people who would look after us every day. And that doesn't even include, taxis and shuttle drivers and staff who helped to make the whole experience something extra special. Concierges and whatever we needed was at our fingertips. And for all of us, I'm going to say, truth be told, for all of us, that is not our norm. This is a whole new experience to have a group of people take care of you in this way. That was a gift. That's a huge gift. And especially from a retreat host perspective, I tried to pinpoint every detail and make everything so perfect for each person coming that it's really nice to have a team around me that helps to make that vision a lot easier. So we had 7 days in this stunning luxury villa with this massive pool that we were just floating in all day. And also it included like a clubhouse that also had another pool that we floated into. And it was just a week of floating and fun and sunshine and Capri Suns in the pool. And delicious food and connection, deep connection with women. And one of the main themes that came out that was unintentional to me, truth be told, unintentional to me, but we do these things called compliment bags, and people write compliments in them. And when I was looking through my compliment bags just the other day, the same theme kept coming up about how people felt really safe to be themselves, 100% be themselves, to wear a bikini maybe they haven't even thought about wearing for years. They weren't thinking about their bodies in that way, or they weren't thinking about their voices or what they were saying in that way, or how they were taking up space, or what they were taking their time up with, or what other people were thinking, because they knew in this space that everyone was going to celebrate them for the decisions that they wanted to make. Right? That I created a space that made people feel safe to be 100% themselves, whatever they needed. If they needed to take a day off and spend it in their room and relax and chill all day, they could do that. And nobody was going to try to convince them otherwise. Nobody was going to judge their, choices. They were just going to accept what they needed, right? They needed space. They needed time. What a gift. You have that. Make it happen. Right? And watching some people do that helped to give permission to other people to take that time too, right? If there was an activity that they just wanted to go to their room and rest for, they could do that. Or if they wanted to speak up and share what they were truly thinking and feeling, they could do that in our group settings. They could do that with me in my room, and just know that they were never going to be judged for taking the time, the space, the energy that they needed. And that theme kept popping up in my compliment cards and just in our conversations. And I think in that moment was like, okay, this is true success. Like, this is something I always wanted to create, was a community of people, and a community of people who could be themselves. And I know that that's not normal in today's world. And I am becoming more and more aware that that's not normal. I live in this world of Delulu, my glitter goggles on 24/7 pretty much, because I have created this beautiful life around me that I think, can be a little bit delusional in society and where we live. So sometimes I forget what we're struggling with in the world, right? What a privilege I have to be able to close my eyes and not notice what's going on all the time. I kind of can keep my bubble around me, and I know that that can be both a blessing and a curse, but I like to focus on it being a blessing. But then I have moments in reality where I realize this isn't the norm for everyone. And you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, Jess, like, it's not the norm. You are crazy. I know I am. But it allows me to create spaces that also allow women to experience and feel crazy for a little bit too. Right? Because we need that. We need these spaces that are absolutely delusional so that we can start to dream, having conversations by the pool about, people's dreams and what they want to achieve and how they're going to achieve it, and, what they're manifesting and what they're bringing to life, and in their books they're reading, and just living in this space that's just not the norm, I think helps us to see that there's possibility for a life that is outside the norm. Right? The unconventional life that we've been talking about for years is a possibility when you start to experience spaces that allow you to see that to be truth. And the theme of this year's retreat was all around the energy of self-worth and value. I wanted the women attending this retreat to walk away from this retreat feeling so incredibly valuable that they could go after whatever it was that they wanted, that they could dream up the next chapter and not have these limiting beliefs on them. And even if they did, that they would start to see their worth in abundance of any kind, right? That could be social abundance, financial abundance, health, all different kinds, right? Not just in the dollar signs, but seeing their value in the time that they bring, seeing their value in the conversations that they take part in. And I could see it transition from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, that people really started to take up the space that they needed to take and share what they needed to share. And I used a couple tools this week that I really wanted people to see that, like, innately they are valuable regardless of what they do, what they put out there, how they speak up, all of these things. And one of those tools that I like to use is human design. I love when people can see on paper that in their design, they are unique, they are special, they are valuable, they have gifts that you don't always think are gifts, right? We sometimes just like think, oh, that's just who I am, or everybody has that. And then you see on paper that not everybody has that. And you're like, oh, you can't do that? Oh, I thought that was super easy. What comes easy for you does not come easy for everyone. And the sooner you see that as a gift, the sooner you can really start to shine that in the world, because like that is like the coolest thing. Your gifts are so cool, and we just brush them off like they're nothing, right? Like even hanging on this microphone with you, right? Or putting together a retreat like this. For me, I could brush it off and be like, everyone can do that. It's not something everyone can do, right? It's a gift that I have, and how great that is. You also have those gifts. What are those things? Sometimes we can see it in human design. Like you could read it right in front of you on a piece of paper. And I love to use that as a tool because it helps my practical people see it in front of them and be like, oh, okay. Maybe I do have something special. Yeah, you freaking do. Yeah, you freaking do. I wish that you could see it without this paper, but sometimes it really helps to see it all written out. And because I'm also a mom now, this is my second retreat as a mom, my first week-long retreat as a mom. And I used a children's story. There was one day that my son and I were watching YouTube videos. So he likes to watch Pete the Cat YouTube videos of someone like reading the stories. And this story came up about Pete and his magical blue sunglasses. And it fit what I wanted to teach at this retreat so perfectly that I brought that book with me and we used it as a tool to help people to see life differently. And this experience that we were getting as a week in Barbados was like these glitter goggles, right? It was like these magic blue sunglasses that Pete had to experience and share with all of his friends. And no spoilers, I won't tell you the end of the story, but it really helped to give people a perspective of what life could look like when you wore your glitter glasses. And so we made our own glitter glasses. Somebody ombre bedazzled their glasses. Oh my gosh, I have a picture. It is so good. It took her a long time, but they look so good. And just like bedazzling glasses and putting sayings on them and just like enjoying a little bit of crafty time was so much fun this week. We had a really good balance of restful time and exploring, doing tours and catamarans. And oh my gosh, we danced our butt off on the catamaran. It was so much fun. A sunset catamaran tour. We did an island tour that we got to experience some of my one of my favorite restaurants on the islands and some of my favorite spaces to just relax and catch some breeze in your hair and really just see and experience different parts of the island. We also were able to have a beach day, which was super fun, and snorkel with turtles and just like experience all different parts of the island. And I really like to balance it out with restful time. So you could read by the pool if you wanted, or one sister went and did golfing and a couple others went to brunch and checking out different places on the island. And it's just so much fun to be able to see what people needed and how they were going to give that to themselves this week. And so I like to have this really great balance of exploration and planned fun, and also space for us to kind of have impromptu fun, like playing monkey middle in the pool and, you know, breaking rules and doing cannonballs and just experiencing the playfulness that happens when we all get together with the girls that just doesn't happen in our day-to-day lives. And that is, I think, one of my favorite things. I'll get emotional as I think about it, but like one of my favorite things about these retreats is watching the childlike opportunities come out of every single person in this space. There is giggles and there's giddiness and there's, you know, fun games and creativity. We had some art time and we painted sun hats, which was so much fun and something I would never do at home by myself. And one of the sisters actually suggested, she's like, I think we should do this activity. And she brought all the things and she put it together. And it was so much fun and something totally different for everyone who was there. And it was just such a treat to experience. And then we had a Polaroid camera that we got to take, you know, different shots of things and put them and bedazzle our photos and just, wow. Even just taking a moment now and thinking about these small little moments throughout a week made magical memories, massive magical memories that people will carry with them. And it's just like sometimes it's the simplest things that can really be the greatest experience. And so, yeah, a week in Barbados, everyone was like, okay, next time, make it longer, 10 days. Every time I do a retreat, it's like, okay, make it longer and make it longer. We're going to get to the point where it's going to be like month-long retreats. You know what? I'd be down, right? If I didn't have a little kid, I would probably be down for a month-long away. Because when you have an opportunity for space, one of my goals this week was to give myself space for creativity. And although that didn't exactly happen, it gave my body and my mind some time to rest so that when I came home, these little downloads that I was getting would have the opportunity to flourish. And I've been thinking a lot about like what the next thing is, what the next chapter is, and what I want to be working on. And I know I've hinted to you a few times that I had something on my heart that was like absolutely terrifying and so out of my comfort zone, but I'm just going to say it because why the heck not? Right? We are besties here. We are sisters here. And I think that it's so important sometimes to just say it out loud. But I have been really dreaming up this vision of a couple different books, but one in particular that I think needs to come to life sooner rather than later. But I hate saying but like, let's be real. Life is crazy, right? We don't have childcare and we're figuring things out day by day and trying to put things into place. But like, this is one thing that I really want to bring to life. And this week in Barbados, although I didn't get time to sit down and write, it helped me to just kind of see what I want to put in this, what I want to create, and how can I make that time when I get home. And then I also have this big vision to really help people through human design, right? I've been saying that for a while and I just haven't created the thing that I need to create. But that was another big download for me. It was like, okay, the next direction is creating this thing through human design because we need more women to understand themselves, to see their gifts, to see their powers, to see who they are on paper and to see that it's absolutely magical. Like it's not just in your head. You're not crazy. It is who you are. And like that is so cool. Like you were designed to be this way. And I think that that can be really helpful, especially for my people who need to see it on paper to understand that they have gifts. You have them. You just might not be aware of them. So let's help you to find that. And these ideas are things that can come up when you give yourself that space to rest and to play. I think the best ideas come from play, and we're just not always we're not taking the time for it, right? When we're at home, I play sometimes with my son. I'm not taking time to go out and play dodgeball by myself, right? Or to go skipping in the garage or roller skating. Like we need to be making more time for play. And I think that that's where some of these best ideas come from. Yes, now I have the ideas and I need to action them. But this is a week and an opportunity to give yourself that space to see what's next, to see what you want, to see what comes up in conversation, to see what lights you up. We need these kind of spaces in order to do that. And sometimes a pause from your reality to go into a Delulu world is exactly what you need in order to see that, right? And to be surrounded by other Delulu people. If you don't know Delulu is delusional, right? Other delusional people, because they're also dreaming and scheming and having fun and seeing the light, and they see things differently than you. And so sometimes sharing an idea, you get all these different perspectives and it helps you to see things differently too. And I just think that is the most magical thing. And I am a big fan of a week away with people who see you, who love you, who want the best for you. And Selfish Retreat is all that. I was just reading some of the comment cards and I was even thinking about like the lesson, the big takeaway for me this week was that I could have both. I really could have this beautiful relationship with my family, and I could also provide for an incredible group of women. I still remember someone mentioning to me back when my son was really little, like, what's more important to you, nourishing this sweet baby or nourishing a group of women? And for me, I couldn't pick a side. And this week was that reminder that I didn't need to pick a side. It's not going to look perfect all the time, and I can't be all in 24/7 on every, area, but I can take a week and nourish incredible women, and I can come home and be the best mom. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing. And that was one of my biggest takeaways this week was we can make it happen. It doesn't have to be all at once. It can't be all at once, but it can happen and it can work really well for my family. And seeing in some of the feedback too that people were taking away that they really needed rest. Like rest isn't a reward. It's something that they truly needed that would help them to align with life and reigniting with their passion for building the life that they want, right? Sometimes it takes coming to a space like this to see what you even want, giving yourself time to see it, and like having time to play, right, is such a great key piece in you being able to live the life that you want and to have fun. And also, it's okay to let others share and see your gifts. Like, it's really special when you see that and you start to bring that to life. I think that that's something that we don't always do in our day-to-day lives, especially as women, right? We hide it so much, but this was a space that wanted to see your gifts. And also about people finding balance, right? Needing to have this balance for all of the worlds, right? Whatever it is that they had in their life. And I think sometimes we just need those reminders in those spaces to learn what we need and to bring that to life and to even claim what we need. I loved seeing some of the sisters claim the time and the space that they really needed. Hey, I'm going to stay back today. I'm going to just enjoy floating in the pool, bedazzling my glasses, relaxing and eating good food, and just, taking that time. I don't think we often realize the time that we get is so precious, right? Because it's always there. But what a gift it is to just like give yourself what you need. And there's just, it's just a really, really beautiful week. I could go on forever and ever and ever about, oh man, all of the key takeaways, the things that I learned, the things that I observed, the incredible memories. But it's something that you got to see for yourself and experience for yourself. So I'm going to put the waitlist information in the show notes for you to be able to sign up to become one of the first people to know when the next retreat is. And if I'm totally real with you, which I always am, I don't really know when that is, where that is. I'm just going to trust in the direction that I'm feeling. And when that comes to me, it comes to me. And when I want to bring it to life, I'm going to bring it to life. We've been doing these like international every 2 years. And I feel like that's kind of the same cadence that we're going to go with: a bigger retreat every other year and a local retreat every other year. But I really don't know. I need some time to sit and meditate on this and figure out what that new energy is, what I want to focus on and what I want to bring for you. I know that people listening to this are probably disappointed to hear that, because so many people were like, I'm going to be at the next one. And truth be told, we never know when and if there will ever be a next one of anything, right? If you think about some of the other events I've put together, sometimes it's doing them and realizing that it's done, right? Check the box and move on. I know we will be back to a retreat. I just don't know where. I don't know when, but I got to play with it. Oh, I love planning these so much. I love for me, the fun comes from finding the villa and, feeling the energy and really just finding the space. And it's just fun for me, right? I love planning a trip like this. So give me a little time and I'll noodle on this a bit more, but I don't want to rush into it, because that's not the energy for a selfish retreat at all. And if I were to do it just because I feel like I have to, you're not going to want to come. It has to be from my soul for this to come to life. So I'll put the information in the show notes so you can be the first one to know. And of course, if you're in the sisterhood, you're always going to be the first and you're always going to get first dibs. I still remember when I released this retreat a year ago, and the day that it was released, one person signed up 3 times because they thought that they were going to miss a spot. And so it was like sold out in like 1 minute, but it was the same person who booked all the spots. It was hilarious. It was such a good time. So sold out in under a minute, but not really. So if you want to be that person to sell me out in under a minute, get on the retreat waitlist. You will be the first to know all of the information, what's coming up, what's next, what the story is, and all of the things. Because there really is something magical about these spaces I just can't even explain. And you just have to experience it for yourself. You have to experience these women and this energy for yourself. It's next level, my friend. It is like the coolest thing. Like, take me back. Let's go back. Honestly, if we could teleport, oh man, I would be there. And they did just announce a direct flight to Barbados. So we might have to experience what it would be like to go direct, because this overnight in Toronto kicked my butt. So I hope that you have the best week this week. You're taking some time for you. You're getting some rest, and you are soaking up in the magic of all that is you and all that is you, because you are magic, my beautiful sister. I love you so much. Talk to you soon.
What's up, sis? I am so glad we could hang out today. If you love this episode, send it to a friend or share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me sprinkle some confidence in the world. And don't forget, you are magic. Let's show the world your shine.